back home, I was starving. I'm glad I'm out for just charting. Call it an off resting it.
Okay.
Remember back home, I was starving. I'm glad I'm out for just charting. Call it an off resting it.
Welcome to the World Climbing Club, and how cool are those holds? We'll discover more about this boulder for the women's final, but we're going to start off today's show with the semi-finals and discover who gets to climb on this. The women's semi-finals was an interesting round, with a few big names not making it, while other newer faces performed brilliantly. Japan's Mao Nakamura struggled, only getting 2 zones in the first 3 boulders. Atop on the final slab, little consolation. Her teammate Miho Nanaka is also out. Close in 9th, but not sending the slab cost her dearly. However, Germany's Anna-Maria Appel had a superb round. Her beta break on boulder 3 particularly impressive, and she makes her first finals.
Oh, wow.
But this is actually really interesting because she could just reach straight for the zone hold right now. And look, her left foot is fully on no-tex.
This is very cool. This could be described as a beta break for sure, but the trust in that left foot.
She does it.
That's very, very cool from Anna. Wow. I guarantee a setter will not have tried that one. And makes the match as well on the zone. That's so cool. Yes, and deserves that.
The top qualifier is Great Britain's Erin McNeice, who was the first to send the tricky Boulder 1 jump, which had a top move, but only herself and Janja Garnbret did.
Erin's close again. Let's see how she gets set up. Launches, one hand, 2 hands, she's in and does it. That is amazing stuff from Erin McNeice. Right until the very end she was fighting. And does it just an extra pull-up at the top, why not?
So here's the full results, with 8 athletes making the cut. Erin McNeice out in front with 84.6, followed by the USA's Annie Sanders, also in the 84s. Janja Garnbret next, followed by France's Oriane Berton. Melina Costanza had a brilliant round and makes her first finals in 5th. Then Israel's Ayala Kerem in 6th. Slovenia's Jennifer Buckley 7th, and Anna-Maria Appel gets the last spot. Let's take a closer look at 2 of our semi-finalists. Melina Costanza, back in her first comp of the year and getting into the semis low down the order, while Great Britain's Emma Edwards flying high as she started semis in 4th. There were 2 very different results once the round had finished.
I'm Emma Edwards and I climb for the British team.
My name is Melina Costanza and I'm on Team USA. I tore my LCL right before the first World Cup of the season, which was a little bit tragic because the recovery time was about 3 or 4 months, which lasted the duration of the bouldering season. So I wasn't able to do a single bouldering World Cup, which was really sad, but also I think a silver lining is that I sat at home and I watched all my friends do the World Cup season, and it really inspired me to keep training and I just kept grinding all year in anticipation for hoping to be able to do this comp, and then I was recovered enough to come do it.
I think I qualified 2nd in my group, which was Group B. I think I felt obviously pretty nervous for qualies, but like once I got into it, I felt good, I felt strong, and I was happy that I could show some good climbing in qualies. I was trying to be as confident as I could be. I think sometimes confidence is key. And it's a little scary when you qualify high sometimes because you're out late and there's a bit more pressure, but I think I still had a decent mindset going into semis. It didn't go quite as I hoped. I felt like my brain kind of stopped working a bit. There was still a really cool set and just not my round.
I made finals here today. Boulder number 1 was kind of a beatdown for me, and I think I was a bit jittery coming out to it. I came up first in the round, so no one else had climbed yet. The crowd was still filling in, and number 1 definitely got to me, I think, a little. I was jittery, a little bit tight, but then coming out to Boulder 2 and the rest of the round, I think I found my groove.
I think boulder number 3, it was just so awkward and I felt like I was nearly in the right position to get the zone. I kept just falling out. And then by boulder number 4, I just knew, like, it was, I don't know, it was kind of gone, and I just, yeah, my head was kind of gone by then, which isn't great, but boulder number 4 was not very good.
Boulder number 3 was really my style. I really appreciate volume technical climbing and maneuvering around volumes. So I knew that looking at it, I was really excited. And I took my time. I think a lot of it was finding the right body position to set you up to be able to do the moves a lot more easily. They could be forced, but then it made it a lot more physical and a lot more challenging. So I think a lot of it was a lesson in patience for me. The slab climb was definitely very delicate, a lot of trusting your feet, which is something I've worked on a lot, and I was glad that I was able to show the work that I've been putting into my training. It was very delicate, and the top move was quite committing, but there were different ways to do it. The way I ended up doing it, I think, was a little more physical than some others. I appreciated getting to watch other people do it with a little bit more delicate class, let's say, at the end. But I had a really fun time, and I was able to secure the top on that one, which put me into finals for the first time.
I think definitely I'll try to take positives and negatives from it. There was still like good parts in my climbing throughout the comp, and it's been a really good season overall. So hopefully just work on the weaknesses in the off season and come back stronger.
This is my first Boulder semifinal, and then my first Boulder final, and my first World Championship. A lot of firsts this trip, yeah. My whole goal this entire trip was just to have a really good time, and I'm going to keep striving to have a good time. I'm going to go have fun and enjoy the crowd and enjoy some more boulders. I'm just grateful for every climb I get on.
Before we continue with the story of the women's competition, I want to look back at an event that took place earlier in the week. Paraclimbing is such a huge part of the IFSC World Champs, and remember, you can go and watch it all for free on YouTube. We were asked to film a special feature, and here's what happened. We are by the lead wall, and on the lead wall are some paraclimbing routes. And we've been invited by the route setters to test out the AL1 route. The AL category is athletes who have no use of their legs, and the AL1 is when they campus the routes. Now, we've been asked to do this because it's a most spectacular moment in any paraclimbing competition. The athletes are supremely strong, and I reckon I'm an average climber, so we're going to pit myself against one of them to see how strong they really are. And to explain a little bit more, here is Aaron, who's taken part in setting this route. So Aaron, how do you set an AL route, and especially AL1?
Yeah, so it's all campusing, you know, so we obviously look at the terrain, and we tried to be, you know, earlier on it was very simple campusing, and now the athletes have drastically improved, so we are always trying to be creative with how we approach the route and what we're asking of the athletes. So really focused on campusing, and we play with a lot of depth in the wall to kind of, allow the athletes to not drag their body up the wall, which is no fun for anyone, and we try to create, I would say, challenging moves and positions within campusing.
The idea of doing what is basically multiple one-arm pull-ups in a row up that wall, and we're standing underneath it now. When you're underneath it, you look up, you cannot see the ceiling. It's so steep. They've got to have an incredible amount of power, haven't they?
Absolutely. More power than I have, certainly. And it's, you know, quite impressive, and they are just incredible athletes that we get to set for and watch them and try and push them and test them with different campus moves.
Okay, well, that's the talking done. Let's get myself tied onto a rope and just see how weak I really am.
Let's do it.
Okay. I'm pretty privileged to be even on the same wall as our incredible athletes, so I'm really excited to try this. Okay. I'm going for speed here. Okay, so much. I'm already moving my legs a bit too much, I think. Starting to get a bit tired. The wall is getting steeper. Oh my goodness, it's so hard to get back in the wall if you stop. Wow.
I'm so tired. Jeez. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Hi. Oh my goodness, yeah.
Let's see how the professionals do it, shall we? Here's Angelino Tsella, winner of the AL1 category, and this is him boosting past my high point. He was looking fantastic on those lower holds and so accurate out to this yellow volcano. Wrapping that left hand over the top, he bumped again, heading towards the headwall and these smaller holds that are waiting up there. Big move out towards a right cross. He's still going strong at this point, shaking out. The crowd was going absolutely crazy at this point. Out with a left hand onto a smaller crimp at this point, right on another crimp. Surely he can't keep going. Yes, he can. Little adjustment here. One final move up. Yes, he's landed it. He was way out in front of the rest at this point. Last sequences for Angelino Tsella, celebrating already as he tries to get the last move. He falls, but the gold medal was his. I'm going to warn you that before we start, the women's boulder came down to an absolute nail-biting finish. The medals decided on the last climb. But first, let's have a look at who didn't quite make it to the podium. In 8th was Ayala Karem. She managed 3 zones along the way. The first to spot a knee bar to get the zone on boulder number 2. Annie Sanders gets 7th place. Boulder number 3 was a complicated traverse with multiple possibilities for hands and feet along the way. Annie was on the boulder for almost 3 minutes on her first attempt, leaving herself only about a minute to finish the climb on her second go. She topped it, but 2 seconds too late.
You can see it in her body. Oh, no, she's going to be timed out. Oh, can you believe it? About 2 seconds out.
6th belonged to first-time finalist Anna Maria Apple. She read Boulder 3 perfectly, with a cool chimney-style drop knee at the start and a perfect finish. Anna was only 0.5 behind Jenny Buckley, who takes 5th. Jenny started her comp with a second go send of the coordination Boulder 1, hyping herself up and the crowd to lapse the last hold. Bronze and 4th place came down to Erin McNeice versus Melina Costanza. Erin had dropped the last sequence on Boulder 3, while Melina had flashed it in impressive style.
Melina having such a good comp so far. Top on his own for her.
Like I said, Melina spent a lot of time working on vertical and slack climbing, and she's a super determined person. You can see how quickly and decisively she's doing these moves, which I think is really helping her in this final.
Now, this is kind of what we expected, isn't it? Some method like this, where she's rocking up. Presses through.
Really good from Melina as well. Awesome.
Oh, look at that, a top. So that's 2 out of 3 and a zone. Melina will move up from 4th to a higher position on that one. What a comp she's having.
Everything came down to the last climb. Melina couldn't find a zone, which meant Erin had a chance if she could get to the top.
And hold again, or if she's going to go straight, the way that we've seen Oriana and Jana do that move now.
The match has looked the least likely way of doing it from the people who've tried it.
There's no feet, and so it's really, and there's not enough room. It's kind of a three-fingered hold, so I think it's really, really physical, and then doesn't actually help that much to match.
Yeah. Oh, lost her foot for a second there, puts it back on. Good work from Erin, grimacing her way through here. Here we go again, last kick, she goes feet first. I don't think she had the oomph to throw like Janja did.
Readjusting on that right-hand hold.
She's still got it. I don't think she's got the power to really unlock this. She's using her feet well, but at some point you've got to flick that hand up. Oh, wow. Oh, no, I think she is done, which means Melina wins bronze here tonight in Seoul. Wow.
So Melina takes the bronze medal, and what an incredible night for her. The gold medal went down to Oriane versus Janja. Oriane had the perfect start to her competition, flashing all 3 boulders. Janja also climbed them, but took more attempts on boulder 1. On the last climb, if Oriane flashed it, she would win. If she climbed it, she would probably win. Too far ahead for Janja to catch.
Right, she's on then. She's into the first section. Crosses through.
Is onward forward.
Flashes the zone. This is so tense. She's in. Oriane makes it work. Feet first at the moment. Can she hold this? This is for the World Championships. Upside down. She gets the heel. If she can rotate through, I think she might get it. But it's such a hard move.
Wow.
She's found it. She's a move away from being World Champion here. There's the 25. No!
Wow.
The door was left open to Janja. If she climbed the boulder, she would be World Champion.
This is one of the most intense situations she's ever been in right now. Didn't rest for that long on this.
We have been seeing these little bobbles from her too, where she bobbles once and then figures it out and does it next go. So we'll see how it goes this time.
Hits the 10. Little adjustments. Flings over, holds it with 2 fingers. This is where Oriane was getting to. Oh, she releases and catches with the left hand. Crowd on their feet right now as we watch this. Left hand matches, and she's done it. Janja Garnbret, when the pressure was on, dug deep, and she is a double world champion again.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
So Janja Garnbret is the double world champion after her gold in lead, and what an incredible performance to deal with all that pressure and come away with the victory. Tomorrow is the final day of the IFSC World Champs. Make sure you join us there on the World Climbing Club as the men go head to head on the boulder wall.